Yeah, this one's for all my dogs and my bros. Everybody wanna be a real one till they get fucking split and that shit goes down to the throat. And they know they be sucking that thing like a beta, like a beta, like a beta. Don't be a beta. We ain't got no time for that shit. Stop getting in your feelings. Just get out of that shit. We ain't got no time for no betas in our life. And we all just brothers. And we have to show love. And we gotta show love. Yeah, yeah.
Well, guys, welcome to episode 4 of All the Smoke. Shout out to Miguelito being our sponsor. So, Joan, do you remember what happened last week? Because
honestly, it's been a long 2 weeks.
Yeah, it has been.
I felt like I had good content going into the episode, and then Jules Beats dropped an album on us midweek, and that sort of threw me off my game a little bit. Shout out to the big ballers out there spending $65 on bottles at the club and tipping well. So
now, who's a bigger tipper, the Island Boys or Jules Beats?
Who wins in a fight? Jules or the Island Boys?
Well, it's the two brothers against him, right?
Yeah, no, it would have to be 2-on-1, so that way the weight's the same. Those kids look like they weigh 95 pounds.
I think it's pretty even. It's pretty even.
I don't know, man. Jules got that. Looks like he has that retard strength. Like, you know, like that. Like he takes a couple shots and he can be. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whatever. Too much Jules talk. All right, let's talk about our stud this week. Lewis, did you get to watch him?
I played against him. He picked me off on a nasty play because it was a good fucking throw. He kind of bailed on I threw a post to Ant Nunez in the back of the end zone thinking he was by himself. And I put a ham on Lewis's side and he just ran him on a hitch thinking that he was going to come up on it. And he just completely bailed. It was a hell of a play. Caught in the back of the end zone.
So Lewis let go of his guy and dropped back into the post.
Yeah. Not too many guys. Not too many guys in the league can make that play.
Yeah.
That was a pretty.
I used to struggle early, like when I used to throw. Yeah. Early in my career, I used to struggle with. I always like second play. My second play was hitch, post.
Right.
And I always struggled not reading that outside hitch on the right, dropping back. And like a guy that used to do it really good was Monchi. Monchi and Chink does it as well. Like they'll release that hitch when they see that the quarterback doesn't look at them.
Right.
And drop back. And you gotta have some type of like IQ to do that. So
well, that's awesome. I completely number one, not knowing him, thinking he's a scrub.
Yeah.
So thinking that he's not gonna make that play. You know, honestly, I've never played it. And I see him lined up, I'm like, all right, whatever. And
especially the hereditary tree he comes from.
Yeah.
You know, he's part of the Lewis and Ale hierarchy of flags. So you're like, this guy is no way.
Is it true Lewis has been playing awful? Is that true? I've been hearing some.
So at least with me, he's been playing awful. Since I've been getting back into it. But supposedly he played your boys, G's Mania this past week.
Uh-huh.
And he sunned the entire team a few times. Baca showed up to throw. I couldn't go because I couldn't do 2 weeks, like twice in 1 week. Baca went, bro, and apparently put on a show against 105 and G's Mania. And apparently Lewis is back. I haven't seen it, so hopefully.
He's living the good life. He got engaged. Congratulations, Lewis.
Yeah.
So it happens, man. The game starts going down when you start, trying to create a family.
All right, so
back to Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis is great. It sucks that he's on a mediocre team. Because you imagine him still with Peaky?
No,
if you wouldn't have traded him.
I know.
But yeah, and let's move on to Dud.
Well, let me before you go. You think Peaky's team is better now, or he got rid of Davila and right? He got rid of Davila in that deal, right?
Yes.
You think they're better now?
Yeah, no. Bro, people think Peaky's using to his advantage that people are talking how shitty his team is. His team is not shitty. He's got a top rusher in Genesis. He's got a good, not a great tier 2, but a solidified tier 2. Like Jules can make plays both sides of the ball. Then he has Peaky, and then Anthony Alemán drops every other pass, but he's wide open every pass. So he's a mismatch at his tier. And
he's a very good defender.
Yeah. And Bigfoot Andres is good, bro. The guy is out there bird watching and catching passes. Like, he's good, bro. And obviously, Gabe Sanchez is gonna miss playoffs, so that could work in Piggy's benefit. Pick up a. I don't know if you know this. We have obviously some shitty caps that drafted terribly this season. You know, Gabe Sanchez got drafted before Gabe T.
Wow.
This season.
Wow.
And as a commish, and I look out for my captains, I stopped the pick. And I looked at Chink right in his eyes. I said, do you know that's Gabe Sanchez, not Gabe T? And he looked at me with like this defeated eyes, like while he was stuffing down the fritanga, and was like, bro, it doesn't matter, bro. Just give it to me, bro. Give it to me.
He's high, probably.
Yeah. Gave me Gabe S. So he actually took Gabe S, and then he got lucky that Harold was there after, because I think Harold's better than Gabe S, and took Harold after Gabe.
Right, so it kind of offsetted it. It kind of offset it too. Yeah.
But Gabe Sanchez is gonna miss playoffs, so I think Piggy's team is good. There's no dominant team. Like, if the outside, obviously, I think the Seahawks have a step above everyone talent wise. But who knows, bro? That Kevin offense could come out and score 4 or to score 1. So
Jordan's Hawaii time, so who knows what Jordan we're gonna get.
Yeah, I think he's motivated. I think he wrote out on his boys. You know, it sucks that half the entire almost Niners team is rookies, so they had a bad experience. Because there's some good players on that team, but I don't like that Jordan left. But I get it, like that they made the move and they had to get rid of him. I just hate that Jordan got better. You know, like if a captain's getting traded away from their team because of him sucking or because of him missing, he shouldn't benefit. You know, and now Jordan ideally is gonna be the captain of that team now. Right. Like, people don't remember this. David won his first star because David took the leadership of that team over, right? But Chris D was the actual captain of the team. When they made that trade when David traded for Chris D became the captain. But David was the QB, so nobody remembers Chris D.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this question: What are your thoughts on? Because I'm getting a lot of feedback. You know, people come up to me because I'm one of the owners, and they love to tell me.
They ask me questions. I don't know. That's crazy.
Well, they don't ask me questions. They just tell me how disappointed they are with certain things. And a lot of them that I'm getting is, two captains shouldn't play together. What are your thoughts on that?
I disagree. I think it's fine. It shows with the fucking Raiders having 2 captains and losing to a 4v5 team. Some of these captains get ranked.
We got to touch on that, right?
Yeah. Fucking awful. Some of these captains get ranked not based off of like being a tier 1 offensive player or tier 1 defensive player, but because of the IQ, the draftability, the knowing the league. For example, Patterson gets ranked not only as a tier 1, but as a very high tier 1, where some people are like, bro, he shouldn't be a captain. But the fact that his IQ is there, he knows the league, he knows the players, he knows strategy, he knows drafting. But if you tell me that, I think I would rather have Jaime over Patterson if I'm drafting, right? Like, if I'm drafting as a quarterback, I would draft Jaime over Patterson.
Of course.
But Patterson would be ranked over Jaime in this situation because of the leadership. Jaime's leadership probably doesn't exist. Not vocal, and that's why I think it's okay if teams want to get rid of their captain to take on a better player that may not be like, may not have the entire tool set, but might be a better receiver or a better corner or a better safety. So I don't. The one thing I don't like is obviously the collusion. I don't know if you know this, Andy, because we haven't spoken these last 2 weeks a lot, but right before trade deadline, 3 trades got approved, and I denied all 3 of them. So they got approved by the EDPA, got approved by the players. They came to me. It was very close to the deadline, so I wanted to make sure. And they were all of them had like big names being moved. So I made sure to reach out to everyone. One trade I vetoed because of collusion. Like, it was one guy was like, no, I'm only saying yes because if I say yes, they're promising me to move me to another team after the trade goes through. So obviously denied. Then they were smart enough. It was a 4-team trade. They were smart enough to remove that player out of the trade, or a 3-team trade, and then add someone else. So now that guy has no say. Like he was getting moved now. And the same thing happened. I asked the guy, hey, why are you making this move? And he goes, oh, because I'm looking out for my boy. I'm like, but is your team getting better? Like, no. I'm like, then so why are you trading away the guy that is making your team, like, makes your team better? Like, oh no, because he, I'm looking out for him because he's going to a better situation. Again, collusion, boom, drop. And then the last one was players being forced to like say yes because they were gonna drop and they didn't really care. Whatever. It was that I don't like. I don't like when teams are trying to take on a captain, but they're creating a graveyard. I don't think that's acceptable. But if the teams are gonna agree on trading a captain away because they feel like they're getting better as a team, for example, the Niners trade, the DDPA denied it. Then the Niners came to me directly. Vic was one of them and was like, "Hey, it's not fair that we want this trade, and the DPA is denying it because they don't think it's fair. But we think it's fair because we're getting a quarterback, we're upgrading our captain because he's not going to be here, and we're on a must-win situation. Jordan's not going to be here. If we go 0-3, we're out of the playoffs. That I understand. Like if two teams agree, and they're telling you that they think they get better, it should go through. Which is why I don't understand why Chris D got mad at me because he paused. He threw like a fit and was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're approving everything. Send everything. If Joan's gonna change our voting, then he said he would never do that. I said I would never do that as long as there's no collusion involved. Like that one that it was Bender. So this is all the smoke. Bender was like, yeah, I'm saying yes because then they're telling me that they're gonna trade me to the Jaguars, and he doesn't know that he was getting fucking played. Bender was being told by someone that if you say yes to this trade, I'm gonna trade for you right after to the Jaguars. When I spoke to AJ and told him why I denied it because AJ was clueless, AJ's like, what the fuck? We're not getting Bender. Who the hell told him that? So Bender was going to say yes, get fucked in a trade.
Well, we know who that was, right? The co-cap.
The co-cap or the cap?
Or the cap, yeah.
Oh man.
Like Biggie says, Pedro was representing 5 teams.
Oh, man. Bro, Pedro's good, though, bro. He's good with it. Because let me tell you, when I was in the seasons, like I tried a couple times, like 3-team trades were sent to me, bro, and it was a headache. And always on a 3-team trade, one team gets fucked. So I was like, bro, I'm not doing it. I always did like me for like 1-team trade. That way, I thought that team wanted what I had, and I had what they wanted. But bro, he makes it happen. Somehow, some of these trades look good. Obviously, a team always 6-0, but. Yeah, I'm cool with the 2 captain on the same team.
Now, but let me ask you this: I get it, but do you feel that it hurts the brand because a lot of these rookies coming in thinking they're getting fucked?
That's my point. If the team is not getting fucked, the team is asking for it. For example, the Niners, they're getting rid of their captain, but they think that TY is a better receiver and a better DB than Jordan. And I'm not. We're not God. We're not here to tell them no on their opinion. If they want a TY for Jordan, that should happen, especially if they need to win. So that Jordan being out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then they're trading for a QB as well because Jordan was their QB. It's not like they're taking on TY and now no one's throwing. They were also trading one of their guys for QB, Peter, which plays with them in red zone. And so that's why, yeah, if the teams want it now, if there's shady things going on, like a captain's trying to leave and the team that's losing the captain is now a graveyard, I'm not cool with it. Like that hurts the brand. But that's why we're in place. Like that's why I was in place to say the commissioner, whoever's commissioning that season, should be there to ask those players like, why do you want to make this move? Because once PD sent me the right way. He sent me a screenshot of them saying I agree. But they didn't reach out to them and ask them like, but why do you agree? This doesn't make sense. And if they would have seen that there was collusion involved.
Right.
Bro, it's gonna happen. There's a lot of players. There's even tier 2s I think are better than tier 1s, and they might be, but they're just not captain material. That's why I don't think we can like put a bubble over the trading and add more rules to say, oh, if you're a captain of this team, you cannot be traded. Because imagine let's say your captain is I don't know, let's say Georgie, right? And Georgie's having a bad season, and you want to go to receiver and you want to take on a captain that can throw. So what? Now your season's lost because you can't trade your captain. Like the team should have some type of power. What I don't like is the fact that the rule is still a little weak, as far as like captains can be moved very easily. I feel like we need to upgrade that to like maybe 3 players have to stay back, because it's showing that 2 players is very easy to move a captain. If you just have 1 friend on your team, that's it. You can ship all 4 players away.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we can go to 3 players staying back. That became now half the team has to say yes. If we're playing 4-on-4, it's maybe 60% of the team has to say yes. 3 out of the 5 players. That becomes a little harder, but no. I like the captains being able to be moved. All right, we spent a lot of time on that bullshit. Bro, let's talk about Dud.
Who?
Some
Dud?
people thought that I should have picked the entire Raiders team because
Right.
they blew. But bro, if they would have gone 0-3, I would have gave it to them. But they ended up winning a game at the end. They beat the Rams, the new look Rams. So I gave it to Ian. Let me tell you why. I have a personal story of what happened with this guy. So I'm sitting down next to the Juice crew, the half Nas, half Juice and Ram, and I'm talking to Josh, one of the QBs for the upcoming tournament. And I get a call from Ian. It's like I don't know, maybe 8:45. Games had already started. They're already on their 4th, 5th drive each team. So I answered. I put it on speaker in front of everybody. I think Hyman was there. Josh was there. I don't remember if Mikey was there. And this guy goes, "Yo, what park my team play at?" Half asleep. So I'm like, "Ian, rephrase your question. I don't understand what you mean." Obviously, I was being a little sarcastic, but he's like, "I want to make sure I'm going to the right park." I said, "Ian, what park do you think we're at?" He's like, "Tropical." I'm like, "We're at Tropical." And he's like, all right, I'm on the way. I'm like, "Yo, the game started 40 minutes ago." And he's like, I know, I'm on the way. Obviously, Chris D made the move to take on Ian because he knew that week 4 he would have a full team without Dax, but a good enough team to go 3-0. And bro, he didn't show up. And they lost that game, taking them out of the playoffs. And his stats weren't very good for a top 3 pick. I think he had 3 catches, 3 flag pulls, one or 2 touchdowns. And he cost his team the playoffs. That's if they're there, I think they can win. At least go 2-1. If he's there. So whatever. Let's talk about Mr. 7-0. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna go 7-0. I'm gonna win MVP. I'm not quoting him because I think it might have been Andres that said that for him. But he came in, surprised everybody. Bro, Eddie fixed that organization tremendously. Made moves, genius moves. I don't even know if I can make this move. I don't know. He had it planned out where he butt-fucked Chink the first 25 minutes he was in here. And somehow, bro, I don't know how he did it, but he got dusty. And then kept he got dusty and kept Darren.
Yeah, I know.
So, bro, you looked at that team, but then he made a move that I didn't like that. But I get it. He traded away Harold.
Yeah, for his boy.
So again, bro, the recipe of losing in done deal is playing with your friends and reaching for your friends and trading for your friends. You don't do that. But I guess he thought, this team is good enough already. I'm good enough that it doesn't hurt me enough. Obviously, they didn't do well. I didn't get to watch their games, but they went 1-2, I think, and I think they're out of the playoffs. Did you get to watch them?
No, I actually went over to the conference now, so I didn't get to watch them because I was with the Patriots. So
you're in another fucking graveyard.
Yep.
Well,
thanks, Matt.
I don't even have the website open, so I don't even want to look at who they played because they're irrelevant. But I'm gonna tell you that a team that I did get to watch a few times was the Eagles. Do you have any takes on them?
I haven't been able to watch them play. I've played against them twice already. Twice or once? No, I played against them once, beat them. I have seen a few of their games. Yeah, I've seen enough, I guess.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah. All they do is fires off the line and 3 yards.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because Matt doesn't play fives. I don't know if he does or not. I see his offense and it's fires or it's China's to Robbie a lot. I think it was a mistake. Everyone hyping up the give Pina a handoff because I think it worked.
Oh yeah, you know what? I saw a lot of that. This
bro, every handoff he gave to Pina put his head down and ran forward and got 2 yards.
Right.
And I think that obviously taking the ball away from Raymet hurt them a lot. But if Raymet can play better or create a few plays, If you can hit me up on the side so I can send like 4 or 5 plays like my boy Devin does. Bro, you just need a couple plays because he has the talent and the mismatches. My brother has his tier 5. You have Robbie as your tier 4, and then you have Ray as your tier 6. Like,
yeah, you're good.
The mismatches are there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that team, I don't know. That team sucks.
Are they in the playoff run? What's their record?
So let's go into that. So let's do the South first.
Okay.
In the South, there's 2 teams that are locked to get in, which is the Seahawks. There's 4 teams that are locked to get in. The Seahawks, the Cowboys, the Chargers, and the Lions are in. We're not going to talk about buys or not because all that can change last week. But then that means that there's 4 teams fighting for 2 spots. I want you to tell me who you think gets in. Forget about scheduling, just because they mostly play each other. Eagles, Ravens, Dolphins, Panthers.
After watching the Panthers and Al and what he does with the offense, he limits them. Al's a hell of a player. But, I mean...
Remember, they were missing Manny C.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. I will tell you one thing really quick about the Panthers. Shout out to the Panthers. When they've had their full team, which has happened twice, they haven't lost a game. I don't know if they're going to have a full team the last week.
Yeah.
But it looks like they will.
From a talent standpoint, yeah. It just depends what Al they get. And what he did, I saw that one game against the Giants, which the Giants are not very good. And they could have had a shot.
I don't know what happened in that game.
I mean, he ran tight next to Roger. Roger would give him the ball. He had Little Julio rushing him, which is Little Julio is one of the best rushers, if not in DD in all of Miami right now. The guy's a fucking beast rushing. And then running hitches every single play. Grabbing the ball, Julio's on him. He's jumping to throw a hitch. You can't win like that.
Yeah, I think not having Manny hurt them. I think it was a fraud week to base it because he had Roger and George every single play on the field.
Yeah.
I think when they have Manny, now Steady becomes a huge mismatch.
Right.
Kerr is a mismatch regardless of who's covering him because apparently he's not. He can't cover that guy.
He's disgusting.
They don't have a quarterback and he's still mossing people. So
fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
That guy comes out of nowhere and grabs the ball. He's fucking.
So give me out of the 4 teams who gets in.
I'll tell you right now. I think Ravens get in. I think the Dolphins get in, and I think maybe the Panthers. I don't think the Ravens suck. Like they're not good. They're awful. They threw
awful.
Listen, they had Matt running a slant and it hit him in the head and they picked it. The guy didn't even turn his head around. I think it happened twice. Like I don't get. And you're from this school that you can put Matt at receiver. No, you can't. He's not a receiver. He's not a receiver.
No, he's not a receiver, but he can. He can. I can put him at receiver. I think this is my point.
Listen, you run a slant. And, anybody that's played football, you run a slant, you got to turn your head. I mean,
this is what I don't get is Matt could be a terrible first option, right? But if he's your first option, what does that mean? That the defense has to put their option on it, right? So whether he's good or bad, that is a matchup that you will take. I will take it as a quarterback. What I don't get is the fact that I was watching these games and Bender is being covered by Las Sanchez. Nothing bad to Las Sanchez. He can't cover Bender. Bender's being covered by Anthony Aleman. These guys can't cover Bender.
Yeah, he's 6'5".
But he was throwing it to Matt and he was throwing it to Brian like a lot. He was feeding them a lot. Like I don't know why he's not running. Maybe it's the 5s thing. Like David's not a great 5s quarterback, and maybe that's what's affecting him. But every single play, bro, I would line up and look at, and I would be like, Bender, who you cover? Who's covering you? And if I feel like the guy cannot cover him, I would drop a play so that Bender's getting the target every play. But I agree with you. Matt's not a 1. But even though Matt's not a 1, the other team is wasting their corner on Matt, right? So there's a lower team, bro. That team has. So it's David, then Matt, not a mismatch. Then Scuba or Brian, not a mismatch. Then Scuba. If it's Brian, then Scuba, not a mismatch. But then it has Bender as your tier 5. Like that, it should be an easy offense to run. And if they switch it up and one of the higher tiers is covering Bender, now Brian and Scuba should have a mismatch. Like I don't. That's just me. Like I dissect the defense that way. Maybe he's just running regular plays.
It doesn't look right to me. It just the eyeball test, as they say. It doesn't look.
No, yeah. If he's throwing the ball to Matt, there's a problem.
Yeah,
like
Matt
right. Should not be the one getting the targets there on that offense.
Hey, did that come out on bloopers? I don't think I saw the Matt Andreas, our producer. Did that come out? Oh my god, that was one of the funniest.
There was a blooper that Matt threw to David. That's about it. Like it was like a direct handoff.
No, so this is we gotta look for this video. Someone has to have it.
It went off his head and straight up into a pick.
Yeah, bro. Like it was a 3-yard slant into the end zone. And fucking David chucks it, and it hits him right in the head. It goes up, and I forgot who picked it. I forgot the team. We gotta look for that video. That's one of the funniest things I've seen in DD.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so you got Dolphins, Panthers.
Yeah, just because the Panthers, they're talented. They're very, very talented. Let's see if Manny C. What you're saying is
I don't want to go. I don't want to go with what you said. So I'm gonna go Ravens. I want to say Dolphins, but I'm not going to say Dolphins. I'm going to say Ravens, Eagles. I think they figure it out. I don't know how or why or if they do.
I'm not betting against Lulu. But
let me tell you, Lulu is 3-0 against certain teams and then 0-3 against other teams. And I think he plays those teams that he went 0-3 with. I don't know if it's because of the matchups or not, but obviously I don't want to pick Lulu because you picked them, but I think the Dolphins get in. But I'm going to go Eagles-Ravens for the sake of the argument.
So we're going to week 5. It's 4 games. Lulu's like the best shaped guy in the whole entire league. I mean, he's going to mow people down. He goes 3-1. Who are they? I don't even know who they're playing. I think he goes worst 2-2, 3-1 this weekend.
I can tell you. I'm going to tell you. Let's go through them. I'm going to tell you who they play since Andres doesn't know. All right, they play the Chargers, so they play Peaky.
Okay.
They play the Cowboys, which are the number 2 team right now. They play the Giants with hopefully they're playing spoiler and they have a full squad for the first time this season. And they play the Panthers. Holy shit! You
don't think so?
They got to go 3-1, and they'd have to beat Peaky, Cowboys. I love how we say Peaky instead of the Chargers because. Peaky, Cowboys, Giants, and Panthers. Bro, they might have the toughest schedule. So I'm cool with my pick. I'm gonna go Eagles, Ravens. Get in.
Eagles, Ravens.
And I'm not going.
I think he finds a way. Maybe 2-2. 2-2 gets him in.
No. 3. You need 3 wins to get in.
He needs 3 wins.
They don't. Yeah, they don't have the point differential. They're right now 3rd out of those first 3: Eagles, Ravens, and Dolphins. They're not in.
And
what
are the Eagles? What are the Eagles?
Like who they play?
Yeah. I just don't trust their offense.
Yeah, bro, their offense is terrible. It's got to be that it's 5s because Ray Met in red zone and 4s moves the ball, throws down the field, like throws bombs down the field, sideline throws, and he's not doing that this season. So
the 5s complicates things. It's hard for guys that are not used to it.
Okay, so the Eagles play the Lions. Damn, everybody in this conference has a bad schedule because nobody plays the fucking Broncos. I guess the Eagles play the Lions, the Panthers, the Cowboys, the Giants.
Oof.
Another 4 tough ones.
Oof. So
let me give you the Ravens. Actually, you know what? The Ravens might get in because they probably play the Broncos. Yeah. So that's a free win.
Yeah.
The Ravens play the Panthers, the Broncos, the Chargers, Peaky, and the Lions. So 3 good games, but they got a free win. Yeah, bro, it's gonna be a bloodbath. That's why I said, bro, I think the winner this season is from the other side.
Damn.
But I'm gonna go.
I gotta go best. I gotta go best out of those 4. The best quarterback is Lulu
over David.
Yeah, I get.
Is that Davis? You know, Davis not even playing all time anymore.
I know it's weird. Like I saw their
comes out and he gets metro.
Yeah. It's too weird for me. I gotta put my money on Lulu and the best talented team out of those 4, which is the Panthers. So.
All right.
I might be completely wrong.
And I'm gonna go Eagles, Ravens. Get in.
All right.
All right, and then let's go to the North. So in the North, there is a few teams that are locked. 3 teams.
Yeah, Bengals, Jaguars. Bengals, Jaguars.
Bengals, Jaguars, and Titans are in.
Yeah,
they're locked to get in. So now we have 5 teams fighting for 3 spots: Bears, Chiefs, Raiders, Niners, and Bills. All of those can get in.
Okay.
3 of those. The Bears are the number 1 out of those 5. But let me tell you that they have the hardest schedule for the last week. I actually feel bad. The Bears right now are basically the 4th seed, but they play Titans, Bengals, Jaguars, and Eddie's Rams.
They might not win a game.
So I don't think they get in.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Yeah,
Their easiest game is sort of the Rams, but Dusty's gonna play his old team, and they play Eddie. They have Eddie. Like, bro, I don't think they win that game. Then
and
they play
Eddie's not gonna go out like that.
Exactly. I think Eddie can obviously maybe go 4-0, 3-1.
Yeah.
But they play the Jaguars. They play the Bengals. Those are 2 L's. Then they play the Titans. Who knows? And then Rams. I think they lose. Bro, I don't think they get in. And they're the 1 right now out of those 5. Jeez. So give me the 3: Bears, Chiefs, Raiders, Niners, Bills.
Oh.
I'll go first since you won first last time.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go Chiefs get in,
Yep.
Raiders get in,
yep,
and Bills get in.
Yep. I don't think the Niners could get in. I don't think they have good enough leadership and quarterback play to get in. The other team, the Bills, I think Bills get in. Johan gets hot, which he's been playing well. I think it's just Jerry sucks.
Yeah, no. That's just couldn't catch.
I love it. He was beating himself. I went to sports grill with him after
He's amazing, bro. The fact that
BD, he's like,
people try to troll him, but they don't understand that he already trolls himself enough. That it's impossible to troll him.
Yeah, it is. It is impossible.
You know how I troll him? By telling him he's really good. Like I encourage him. Then he gets upset. So I tell him every time he does something good, I remind him like, "Yo, that was great play," and I'm being honest. And that upsets him. Like I remind him that he's a captain, that he's a cap-worthy player, and that upsets him.
Reverse psychology, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So the Chiefs get in. How did the Chiefs do last week with the Pena upgrade and?
Good. I think they won 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, I like that team.
They could have gone 3-0, but they lost to the Bears the last game.
How does that happen?
Yeah, bro, it was a bad game, bro. Cheeky kept throwing it to the other team. Bro, Roger Mesa, do you know who that is? The good Roger?
Yeah.
Bro, he had like 2 touchdowns on slants. And he just did like a weird ballerina spin. They missed his flag. He took it to the house. Like, it was just Mikey was super upset at
the Patriots. The Patriots tied the Bears. I just want everybody to know that.
And that's why, bro, done deals what it is. And then the Bears beat the Raiders that had their full team with only 4 guys.
Right. Bro, so let's talk about the Raiders. Let's talk about, is this the biggest disappointment ever in done deal if they don't make the playoffs from a roster standpoint? Yeah,
and then it's gonna go with the point that I made that having 2 caps is not a solidified star.
Now, is Pat a cap next season?
The easy answer is no, but who knows? Because it all depends on who signs up, and like if we get 19 better captains, not better players, better like you understand, the captain role that I explained. Like, are you gonna tell me that a Willie that was the number 1 overall player is gonna draft better than Patterson? No, it's gonna lead better than Patterson. It's gonna call Alex, the one that does our shirts, and say, "Hey, I want to do," or Dax, "I want to do shorts for my team." No, it's gonna lead and hey, these are the matchups. These are the deep. No, he's gonna do that. Is he a better player than Patterson today? Maybe, yes. But I think Pat is a captain unless we get those Baca, Laura, Andy Fuentes, Kevin Mojica back, Mike Lewis. Those guys come back, and we can move the Chinks, Patterson, Jerry out of it. Then
I still think Pat's a captain. I think this whole experiment of him playing quarterback killed him. That it's just he wanted to see what him as a cap playing quarterback because this.
I don't know the draft numbers. I know he made some moves. Like I don't know the slot picks that he had, but I'm just thinking like Perra went tier 5, I think, right?
Yep.
If I look at Perra throwing to Patterson, Jules, and Afarito, I think I like that more than AJ, Chris Martinez, and
Ernie?
Alex, right? And Ernie.
Ernie.
I felt I don't know. Maybe Pat was like, "Yo, I got a steal in Joel. I got a steal in Alfarito. I got a steal in who's the other guy he had?
Yeah, Jules. Didn't he have Jules?
He had 2 Jules, right? It was a 3-team trade that one Pete got him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had Jules at Farito.
Yeah, so maybe he felt like, I got a good enough like talent around me that I can do it.
Yeah.
But bro, playing QB and DD is a different animal. Especially if you're not very mobile. You can get away with it if you're very mobile and you can take a couple plays off a game and run the ball.
Right.
That's not Pat. Like the Laura knew that in second down, if he didn't get any yards, he was running the ball.
Of course.
Pat's not doing that. Pat's sitting there, doesn't get a first down. Now his second down is an out route to Georgie or a China route to Georgie. But I think he's a captain based off of his talent and his IQ
and now let's go back to that 4v5 game. How does that happen with 2 guys with the IQ that Georgie and Pat have for that to happen? How are they not running a handoff every play?
I didn't watch the game.
I heard that they didn't hand off the ball.
6 people ran to me to tell me that.
Yeah.
I said, bro, you guys are snitching right now. Like literally ran to me to the tent to tell me, yo, did you hear that these guys lost 45? Like at the beginning, I was like, holy shit, I won. And then I was like annoyed. I was like, all right, bro, I heard you. That's it. It's not a big deal. Obviously, it's not a big deal during the game. Now that I think, I thought about it, and I spoke to Georgie, and I let them know how I felt. I was like, it's unacceptable. And I'm not even mad more at Patterson. I'm mad at the leadership on that team that didn't speak up, because Patterson's playing a position that's not his regular position, right? So you're already thinking as a QB that you're already thinking about plays and not fucking up and doing all this that you're not. Sometimes it's moving too fast. Where I felt like Georgie maybe should have spoke up, or I don't know, Angel that thinks he's a god to this world, especially now that he's surrounded by flag a lot, should have spoke up and guys, they have 4 people. If we do a handoff and we all go out, there's either no one rushing Pat or there's someone wide open.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how they got scored on. Then how did they score? You have a quarterback and 2 receivers basically and a center against 5 defenders. You can rush 2 people.
Yep.
And still have a regular defense. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, so I can't tell you.
They are way too good at flag for that to happen to them. Way too good. And been playing the game way too long for that to happen to them. Oh, by the way, Angel's going to quarterback. So I had a conversation with Pat in the parking lot. I'm like, yo, so what's your move here? Because I heard Angel's playing a little quarterback. He goes, well, I think he's gonna go to quarterback full time because we need our best receivers going out.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, do it. Obviously, the Pat quarterback is not working.
Right.
So if that's not working, and they feel
Angel, so let me ask you this question: Angel at quarterback, do they sneak into the playoffs?
Let me see.
They don't want to put you on the spot there, big guy.
No. If they play bad teams, they get in. If they play good teams, they don't get in. I'll tell you who they play. Also, I haven't seen Angel play quarterback. I've only seen the clips that have been posted on the chat. But the few times I've gone to go watch the Raiders, Pat's been at QB.
Right.
So I haven't been able to see him throw, and I haven't seen him at red zone either. So I don't know. They play the Titans. They're not winning that game if Angel's throwing. They play the Chiefs. They're not winning that game if Angel's throwing. They play the Bills. The Bills already beat them once. And then they play the Niners. Yeah, sure, they can maybe win that game. Maybe not. I don't know. But Peter's not bad. I played with him now a few times at Continental. And he throws a nice deep ball. He hit T.Y. a few times this past week. It's just their team's lacking leadership, like how you mentioned.
Yeah.
But I think they can maybe win that game. But no, I don't think they get in. I think they need to listen, they're going to be a dirty team that's going to score 1 to 2 points on a Swazzle out and up or a Georgie under and somebody misses a flag. They need to keep Pat at QB. That's their best shot at getting in and play good defense. Bro, Pat at safety. Georgie sometimes rushes, sometimes play corner, or Swazzle rushes. Then they have Chris Z as well. And they have Angel as a tier 6. That's a mismatch. Who am I missing on that team?
Manu.
And then Manu that rushes as well. So I think they can get in if they stay with Pat. I don't think they get in if they put Angel.
Got it. Okay.
So give me the 3 teams to get in: Bears, Chiefs, Raiders, Niners, and Bills.
Bears, Chiefs. Yeah, I like the Chiefs. Yeah, I still am gonna go with the Raiders, Chiefs, Raiders, and Bills.
Side note, they would have gone 0-3, but I think they played that last game with Angel as quarterback, and they were able to beat Eddie and the Rams with Angel at quarterback. So he didn't do that bad.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen him. Obviously the throws that I've seen in the chat. Andres, keep this, by the way. Where you just jumped in, don't delete it. I think, bro, I don't know, the throws that I saw in the chat looked like he was throwing an out route to the guy running a bomb, but the guy on the out route caught him. He was throwing the bomb. I don't know. He doesn't look comfortable. Like, he doesn't look like
I've seen him a few times. It's a lot of darts, hitches, underneath stuff. I mean, look, with Georgie, it can work. I mean, Georgie played with me.
I would want to know how the fuck Eddie lost that game if Angel was throwing that entire game.
Yeah.
I did see Eddie miss Darren one throw on that, and then Darren dropped one that it was like a skyrocket that like Eddie got the handoff from Davila, and then Darren was wide open, burned Suazo. But then I guess since it was such a it was a hard throw because he was like being pressured, Darren could have caught it, turned around, and dropped it. I don't know how they lost that game, but no, I don't think they get in if Angels playing QB all 4 games. I could be wrong, but
I just think the other teams are not good enough, especially the Bears schedule and the 49ers. I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's why I picked them 3 because I don't think the Bears can get in or the Niners can get in. But I was based off of Pat.
Yeah.
And even though I don't think he's good, I think it's their best shot of getting in. Let's see. But I would want Angel to play QB because I would want him to, if he can lead them to the playoffs, like a tier 6 comes in.
We won't hear the end of that one.
No. It doesn't matter. I'd rather see that than Pat not make playoffs.
It'll be great. It'll be great if he can do that. That'll be awesome. Always rooting for the.
At that point, he gets picked for the tournament before you do.
Absolutely. That's it.
All right.
I suck. Go ahead.
Let's go over. Yeah, right. Let's go over MVP race.
I don't even know who's at the top of the, it's just like,
according to the chat, it's Piggy, Ernie, Perra, Willie. Those are the names I've heard. I think those 4 names. Maybe I'm missing someone. My apologies, but those are the 4 names.
Willie missing a week is in contention.
Willie missing a week is in contention because he's missing a week, but I think he's like top 2 in passing TDs.
Yeah,
he's number.
He's good.
Which is like percentage, but that percentage thing is.
So let me ask you this question.
Irrelevant.
Ernie's in the conversation. What would it take for Ernie to win it? What would he have to do this week to get?
I don't know.
Does he have a shot? Does he have a shot at it, you think? Or is that just more?
No, I don't think he has a shot, even though they say he do, because he's going to win most most sacks because he's leading by 7. So he's going to win that. He's going to win.
What's the record? The all-time record is 16, right? Andres?
It's 18.
18.
It could have been 20, but you decided not to give him any sacks.
He's got to earn it. I made it up for Andres for spiking that ball on Andres. So
I don't know. I was told that you gave Ernie a couple free sacks.
No, I did not.
This past week. That's what I'm. Listen. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but because I have both of you on here and I didn't want this to turn awkward. But I was told that you gave away a couple free sacks, and there's
I saw the video. The video is there.
Oh, you're saying hello?
Yeah. I'm not frozen. I'm just in shock.
Oh, you talking about when I played against Ernie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you meant as a ref. I gave him 2.
No.
You had an opportunity. You had an opportunity to throw in the dirt like you did with me, but you didn't. You took the sack.
Because you know what? I held the last second thinking I was gonna get rid of it. He just got on me in 2 seconds, and I just.
So he's faster than Andres. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. So this is what I think. Ernie is leading his team in a few categories now. One being because he was not leading in catches or touchdowns because Chris Martinez was. But then Chris Martinez dropped. And then Alex M came in. And I think if you add up Alex M stats with Chris M stats, meaning they're tier 3. Or tier 2, 3. No, it's a 3, yeah. They're tier 3. They would have better stats than Ernie. But Ernie's lucky enough that, the player got replaced. So his stats look better. I just think that if I'm giving it to someone on that team, it would be better. Perez got some defensive stats, got some few picks, got some good flag pulls, and I think he's number 1 in passing TDs.
He is.
So that's why I think it hurts Ernie that Perez playing well. And Perez the GM of that team. Like the Alex M pickup, the moves that were almost went through. Like he helped that draft that team from what I understood.
So is Spencer on the lead
of
MVP?
He would have my vote if we had to vote today.
So let me ask you this: losing twice to Willie.
No, but that's individual games. I mean, I'm not saying he's better quarterback than Willie, but let me ask you this: who do you think has better defensive stats? MVPs both ways. When I won MVP,
every time I look up, he has a pick.
Exactly, and he's not only that, he's clutch. He picked off the Bears to win a game.
Right.
Like it's not like he caught like a pavalote that this guy threw and no. Like he's made plays like on defense. So when I won MVP, I led the league in passing touchdowns and defensive interceptions. When Nico won it, same thing. When David won it, same thing. I'm not sure Kevin's stats, but I'm assuming he had pretty good either sacks or defensive stats. Like when Baca won it, he was top 3 in almost every category, from passing TDs to completion percentage to flag pulls and to interception. Bro, you know what Willie's defensive stats were last week?
0
flag pulls, 0 sacks, and 0 defensive interceptions.
Yeah.
Like you can't, and you missed a week. Like it's not this season for him to win.
So what's Peaky looking like defensively this
so
year?
So that's why I don't as a front runner right now. And Peaky, to be honest. Well, Peaky's the only one out of those tier 1 players that could have won it this season that didn't miss a week. And his stats are not great.
What's his defensive stats? Because I know last season they weren't great either. And that's probably why it cost him the MVP, right?
Yes. So last season, well, no. It cost him last season. He should have won it last season. It cost him because there's a bunch of haters that changed their vote.
Right.
And that's why news here, I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop a little bomb, a little Woj bomb. I'm gonna change the voting for this season. So you are not allowed to vote for a random anymore. If you like to participate in voting, I'm gonna pick a top 3. I'm gonna let the league, obviously, chime in on who the top 3 candidates are. And then when you place in your ballot, you can only vote for those 3. Or maybe it's 5 or 4. I haven't decided yet. But that's gonna take away from someone voting David as their 1, Willie as their 2, and then not giving it to Perla or to Peaky, so that they don't get any votes. They're going to give it to Andy,
right,
or to Genesis, or to someone else, and which happened last season. I had people like, bro, regardless of who you wanted, whether it was David, Peaky, or Baca, those should have been the 3 on your ballot. Now, could we agree to disagree on 1, 2, 3? Yeah, of course. Like you can go. People thought David was the 1, Peaky was the 1, Baca was the 1, but bro, there was people going David, Baca, Perla. Baca, David, Andres. That's not fair. So, and I'm also going to put a thing that once your ballot is in, it's locked. So I want to make sure that people know that, hey, don't submit it yet until you're fully committed to those 3 votes. But I don't think it's fair that people were throwing away votes to not vote for someone. Just like I think that it's fair that you're not allowed to vote for your teammates, because some people are very biased, especially in sports.
Yeah.
So, but I do think Peaky can only win it this season if he goes 4-0, gets a bye, and throws a lot of TDs. And gotta get some defensive interception. I haven't seen this. I don't think he's leading. I don't think his flag pool is up there either, or his obviously not sacks, but bro, you got to get some defensive interceptions, because if But if Perra has more, I don't know if he does or not, but if Perra has close or more than you, and he has a number 1 seed, and he has a bye, and he has more passing TDs, and you guys have played the same number of games,
Right.
it's gotta go Perra.
Yeah.
Piqué has 5 interceptions.
5 interceptions. And Perra's gotta have what, like 3?
3 or 4.
It's close.
It's close.
Close, yeah. How many passing touchdowns does he have on the rest? Piqué?
Piqué has 28, but he's
and Pedro has 30.
Yeah.
And what does he have total?
And Pedro has 31.
Okay. And what does Piqué have total touchdowns?
31 total.
31 total. And Pedro total?
32.
Oof. It's close, brother. I mean, if Piqué has a hell of a weekend, he takes it.
Yeah. If
Because to win with that team, I mean, it's a good team, but it's not been as great.
That's another thing, though. You gotta understand that emotions and favoritism goes into these votes.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it from the beginning. Piqué can be treated like a Perra. Not that he can or can't. Piqué will not be treated like a Perra. Piqué has got to stand out. He's got to lead a category, whether it's only passing touchdowns. If he can lead passing touchdowns after this week, like he's the number 1 passing TDs, so over Perra, and can get maybe top 3 in defensive interceptions, he deserves it. But the fact that people still look at him and be like, no, like you're the number 1 player, the number 2 player, being compared to a tier 5, like Perra had the better season. Especially if Perra gets the number 1 bye, like he gets a bye for his team. That's another thing. Record is important too. Winning games. Piqué, for the first time this season, went 3-0. And one of those wins was against Enzo in the Broncos. So he's had a part, like a very like average. He even said it. He's like, "Ooh, this is my first time going 3-0." Like he's had a very average season. Like last season, a lot better.
I think it's impressive. Like if he goes 4-0 and gets him a bye, dude, come on.
Yes.
With that team, I mean, that's fucking, come on. He gets my vote. If he can go 4-0, he gets my vote for doing that.
But you gotta wait. You gotta see like what others like. What if Perra goes 4-0?
No, I get it. I'm just saying that if he gets him in, and if Perra has a good weekend too, then I would consider him. But if he goes 4-0 with that team, and he has better stats than Perra, the right thing to do is give him the vote, in my opinion.
Another one is Peter Delgado. I don't know his stats, but if he can go 4-0 and lock in a bye as a QB, and I think he has like maybe 4 or 5 interceptions, defensive interceptions as well, and I think he has a lot of flag pools. He's another one that, bro, it's open. It's open right now. There's no set.
There's no clear cut. There's no clear cut favorite. And look, for Pedro to even be in the conversation is impressive. You know, for the beating he's taken, for all the people that have talked shit, he went 0-3 in that tournament, and to be here going into week 5 that he's in the conversation and could probably win it. That's that's impressive, Pedro. So it's no shot at you, what I'm saying here. But Piqué does deserve also some credit for what he's done this season.
Yeah. Honestly, if I had to vote today, I would vote Perra. But like I said, and maybe I'm missing I'm forgetting someone. I'm throwing the names. Piqué came to my mind because of what they said in the chat. Piqué, Ernie, but it's basically their teammates saying that. Like that's why I'm mentioning it.
Yeah, but no one has stood out other than Perra has stood out with that team. Nobody has really stood out this season. Like,
correct.
So
it was meant for Piqué to win it, either Piqué or Chris D, because they were the only talented 2-way players that were not going to miss a week. Like that.
The disappointment is Chris D's season. This
bro, terrible. I'm more disappointed at the GM Chris over the player because week 1 no Johan, week 2 no Fernie first game and they started off bad. Week 3 no Ian, week 4 no Dax. So they haven't had a full team in any week. But bro, you have a chance to you have really good players on your team to make a move, and either bro, especially Dax is gonna miss because they don't allow. Bro, make a trade. Like even if you take a little bit of a loss, put your team in a better situation for that week. It's like, no, I think we can beat it. He kept telling me, no, bro, we can beat that team. I almost beat them when I was hurt week 1. I said, bro, listen, bro, the Ravens almost lost to the Panthers without out. But that doesn't mean that you can next time you play them with a full team, you're gonna win. Every game is different. Like every time we play. Like there's so much inconsistency in done deal. He should have made a move to put their team better. And look, it cost him no Dax, and then Ian didn't show up.
Have you talked to him? Does he regret his decision?
I don't know. He just says that I'm just happy, you know, that my guy, every time a trade got sent to me, I posted in my chat and my guys were like, that doesn't matter. Like being transparent with your team is not being a good GM. It's being a good person if you think that.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Oh, let me take it to a vote with my team. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, come on, man.
I don't know if you take it to a vote. I'm just saying, like, if you're the captain of a team, you're held to a different standard for done deal. This doesn't make you a better or worse person. Like you're the GM and you're the captain. If you're the GM, you need to put yourself in the best, take the best team to the playoffs. Put yourself in the best situation. And some of these guys are very good players, very good friends, but they're not very good GMs. Yeah. Like I told him, bro, he mentioned like he sent a trade where he was getting rid of Dax and I forgot who he was getting. And I said, yes, send that right now, prove it. He's like, oh, you think so? I'm like, yes. Like, no, but my team is better with Dax. Your team is better with Dax if Dax is playing. If Dax is not playing, you're not going to win a game.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. Yeah.
So it's a disappointment, bro, because I really thought I had picked him before the season started to be the MVP this season because he was coming off of such a great season last season that I thought he would take a step up. And then he drafted very well.
I thought so too. Well, he had the number one team going into the season. I mean, power ranking and the whole thing. So, yeah, it's been a big disappointment for me too because I expect better out of him.
Then he blew it up, having a bad record to take on Ian that was going to miss a week. So that just put him in another hole. And it was a bad week after a bad week. So if I had to say biggest bust this season, it was probably
Chris D.
Yeah, Lulu was leading the crown after last week, but he saved himself this week with a 3-0 week. So, bro, and there's such good players there that we're gonna miss all the playoffs. Like no Ian in playoffs, no Julio Gonzalez in playoffs, no Dax in playoffs.
Yeah, it's been a weird season. It's been the weirdest season that I've been a part of. Just nothing's clear. It's just it's very muddy.
I think the playoffs are gonna be amazing. Because everybody that makes it is good. It's going to be good. There's not going to be, the bad teams will be out. And nobody's going to be missing. I think it's what's hurt this season is the fact that we've had a lot of players miss.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of bad football and a lot of free wins. That's not fair to the league. Like there's some teams that have a bunch of wins that were not, that maybe they're L's. And it throws, it makes even the race for playoffs harder, or like tighter. And I don't even know who. I'm not saying about anybody. It's just I know that, bro, every time we played a team that was missing a captain or tier 2, that was a free this season.
That happened a lot. It seemed like it happened.
Yeah, every week. Every week there was somebody important missing.
Yeah.
And I think we need to do a better job of planning for the season. And people think that it was because, bro, it wasn't that it was bad. We just don't have a lot of time. We did our December tournament. Then we did a basketball tournament. And then we went back into football. And if we
I tell people all the time, like, this is a learning process for us too. Like, you gotta sit tight. We're not gonna get it right.
And we're trying to put in 2 leagues in a year.
Yeah.
So if we would have pushed this, like these guys wanted us to plan better the dates for like more. If we push this season that we're in now more forward, then it runs into summer. So now we can't do the summer tournament because then we run our next season into the holidays. So we couldn't do it.
I think we do it right. I think we do it right. We got pressed against time going into the season, and we learned from it because we already have the dates. We're talking as a ownership group of preventing this the next time. So we'll be out in front and we'll have the date.
And we'll never, to answer Angel's comments about like FFWT, we'll never plan with like a major like Worlds or like Vegas, like one of those major ones. We didn't think that Charlotte was something big. Like outside of Nas, I don't think anybody else from Miami went. But hopefully next time they choose Done Deal over that tournament. But yeah, we do have the full list of FWCT. We're gonna make sure that our next season doesn't fall under like one of those major tournaments. But bro, FFWCT has a tournament every other weekend.
Yeah, it's
like they've called every local flag football company and turned them into a tournament. So like the Miami one now, there's one in like North Dakota, South Dakota, North Carolina, Georgia. Like there's one every other week.
There's one in New York City now in July.
Yeah.
Chicago, which actually the New York City looks pretty cool. It's in the middle of the city in Manhattan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the park's nice. I've actually been to that park just out of walking.
I didn't even know there was a big enough park in Manhattan.
Dude, yeah. It's on the water. It's beautiful. It's on the West Side Highway. Turf. Everything's turf. Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's badass. So I know
Nice.
exactly the park they're doing it at. It's beautiful. But
Nice. I'm excited for the Miami tournament next month.
it's gonna be dope.
Yeah. I hope teams from out of town come down.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get the Jacksonville teams and we'll get the Tampa teams and those type of teams. So
Cool. So anything else you want to cover before we shut down?
I think we dove into everything. What's gonna be your biggest surprise this weekend, or what are you
I have a big
commission
surprise for you too. I don't think you know about this.
All right,
but I'm not gonna ruin the surprise yet. But there will be a new on-field moment / segment, one-on-one with the commissioner, starting this week. So I will need to dissect the schedule and figure out the one game that's the game of the week, and I will be present there with a briefcase with something inside of it. I can't tell you. That's it. I've told you too much. But just know it's gonna be very, very, very.
Yo, I didn't even know about this.
I know. There's only one that knows, and it's our producer.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a guess. It's for the team that plays the worst. It's something fucking fucked up.
The league's the league's gonna love it. I think we're gonna get good feedback from it. So whenever you see me pull out the briefcase, make sure you tune in.
Oh boy! All right,
guys. Remember to pass by Miguelito. Miguelito's on Corway.
No, 8th Street and
8th Street and 77. Parking's terrible, so make sure you hit up Roger before going there so you can save you a spot. Food's great, probably the best pan con vite you can eat in Miami. The new croquetas are ridiculous. The jamon serrano and the bacalao. The bacalao might be my favorite. Delicious. And then there's a pan con vite that brings guava cheese. That's, I think, cream cheese. That's Andy's favorite. Yeah. Check them out.
And we gotta show love.
All right, boys.
Like I said earlier, and you know you got time for all the things, but you gotta make time for important things. 'Cause in life